WNYC Studios is supported by Odoo. When you buy business software from lots of vendors, the costs add up and it gets complicated and confusing. Odoo solves this. It's a single company that sells a suite of enterprise apps that handles everything from accounting to inventory to sales. Odoo is all connected on a single platform in a simple and affordable way. You can save money without missing out on the features you need. Check out Odoo at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Brian Lehrer on WNYC, and now we'll continue our membership drive series on finding your personal style with help from well-dressed people who think seriously about what we wear and why. You might say that today's guest set herself up for a kind of experiment. Emilia Petrarca, author of the fashion and style newsletter Shop Rat, describes her newsletter as one fashion writer's attempt to get offline, go outside, and engage with style in real life. Now, part of that has included something she called Repair Month, where instead of buying something new, she focused on maintaining and fixing something she already owns. So what happens to your sense of style when you stop consuming it as content and start experiencing it as lived reality? Emilia joins us now. Welcome to WNYC. Thanks for doing this with us.
Thanks so much for having me.
And listeners, not a lot of time for calls here, but we can squeeze in a few if you think you're on point. Have you changed the way you think about style by paying more attention to real life, the clothes you actually see people wearing outside your home, rather than just seeing it on social media? What did you notice, and what did seeing somebody else actually wearing actual clothes in real life world affected, how it affected how you dress? 212-433 WNYC. Call and tell us a story. 212-433-9692. Emilia, you want to start with the thesis of your newsletter, Shop Rat? What does that mean?
Sure. So I was a staff writer on the internet for a very long time and was tasked with writing many trend reports about trends that came up on TikTok, whether it was strawberry girl summer or tomato girl summer. And I just felt that it was totally divorced from what I was seeing in my daily commute on the subway or walking down the street. So I went freelance about 3 years ago, and I just wanted to I became a middle of the day New Yorker, which means that I could just walk around New York in the middle of the day, that I wasn't chained to a desk. And I wanted to document what I was seeing people wearing out and about rather than online.
So when you began spending more time observing how people actually dress on the street at events in everyday life, what surprised you?
I think it was two things. I saw a lot of creativity. I think, especially now with all the snow and slush on the ground, it's a great example of, you see people tying takeout bags around their boots so that they don't get wet, or you just see ingenuity in New York, especially with commuting. People need to get from A to B, and they find their own interesting ways to do that. That said, on the flip side, I also saw a lot of patterns. You notice things on the subway. You notice people gravitating towards the same maybe style of snow boot or jacket or color of jacket. So it was really fun to notice patterns in the wild rather than being fed these sort of quote unquote trends that are happening maybe in people's living rooms or on their computers.
So what's an example of what you called Repair Month? The focus on mending and maintaining your own clothes that you had last month. What did you do, for example?
Sure. Well, something very important that came out of Repair Month is I learned finally how to sew a button, which really changed some pieces in my wardrobe that I had just completely abandoned. They were, stuffed in the back of my closet just simply because I didn't take 5 minutes out of my day to repair them. So that was a really important one. I also I feel like this is still relevant because it's cold, but I learned a lot about caring for knitwear. And this woman told me to treat your sweaters like your pets, which I've been thinking about all winter long, that they're these living, breathing fibers that you really should treat as such.
Let's take a phone call. Areta in Asbury Park. You're on WNYC. Hello, Areta.
Hi, thank you for taking my call. Very long-time listener. I'm a vintage clothing dealer. I have been for almost over 20 years. And when I find really beautiful handmade items, I tend to not sell them, and I tend to keep them, sort of have a very curated closet. I store them, I preserve them. And like I said, I'm turning 50, and I'm thinking this stuff needs to be worn. Carefully, of course, but I don't want to just keep it and preserve it. I want to wear it with style and enjoyment of real life.
Emilia, you want to engage with Areta at all?
I love that. Yeah. I mean, something I learned, especially about knitwear. So I'm thinking, if something's maybe it's hand knit or something like that. Wearing it does take away some of its life, but also if you don't wear it, then it doesn't have a life at all. So I think wearing it is, you want to take it out, maybe not wear it every single day, but like a sweatshirt or something. But I think that stuff should see the light of day.
Areta, thank you very much. Did you want to add something, Areta? Go ahead. Especially at the right moments.
Say you want to wear these things carefully and in the right moments.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Can you give us a quick example, Emilia, of seeing something in real life on a person as you were walking around town that you then wanted to adopt or adapt for yourself?
Ooh, that's a great question. This is going to sound silly, but I've spent my whole life avoiding the color blue for some reason. I never connected with it, never liked it. And I've been seeing a lot of blues, but also pinks and asparagus, like very bright, sort of almost Easter spring colors. And I think with the weather and everything, I've been inspired to finally wear blue. So I bought my first blue sweater the other day, and now I'm converted.
If you don't like blue, you would probably throw my whole closet or half of it in the trash. One more. Sarah in Chappaqua. We got about 20 seconds for you, Sarah. Hi, real quick.
Hi. So I love people watching. I'm always looking at what people are wearing and how they move when they wear it. And I was in the city recently. I'm a huge fan of clogs. I just wear clogs every day. And I saw this woman, and she had the most beautiful shade of raspberry clogs. And I've been looking for that shade ever since. I bought 2 pairs. They're red, not quite that shade, but I'm still hunting for them. Very
niche. Raspberry, the raspberry shade in particular. We just had this whole debate on the station about what shade of green a T-shirt is, Emilia. So can you identify raspberry? We have 10 seconds. Raspberry clogs.
I love raspberry clogs. I would suggest looking on Etsy. I feel like they have a large selection of clog shades on that site. But I was listening to your debate, and I think you got to go with the classic moss green.
And there we leave it with Emilia Petrarca, author of the fashion and style newsletter Shop Rat. You can find it on Substack. That was fun. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
More personal style tomorrow at this time. Oh, look, Allison's got Laurie Anderson today, previewing this year's Tibet House benefit concert, which includes Philip Glass, Allison Russell, Debbie Harry, and more. So Laurie Anderson and more coming up with Allison Stewart right after the latest news here on WNYC.